Alright, hey y'all. The video I recorded earlier was a 35-minute video, but because I had muted my mic because I was in some networking event yesterday, it all got muted, so it cannot be used. That was embarrassing. But today I'm gonna give you a shorter video. We have a computer science transfer student transferring to the University of Michigan. Welcome! I hope you have an overall amazing experience at the University of Michigan. Let's see what they want to know. They're basically asking for housing advice. They want to know which resident hall do people recommend. So let's read their post first. OP says, I'm a transfer student hoping to declare a CS major, and I plan to take EX 183, EX 203, first year writing, and one more distribution course in fall. That's pretty balanced. That's pretty good. 203 is like one of the most notoriously hard classes, weirder classes in CS. Like, it's, like a lot of people really struggle, and it's like a point. It's called a weirder class because it's a point where a lot of people, it makes or breaks a lot of people's CS careers, whether or not they survive this class. And you need to like average a C plus, I think it is, or like a B minus between EX 203 and EX 280 in order to be able to take EX 281, which is another really hard class. So yeah, CS here can be brutal in that respect. Like, some people claim it's easy to make that fulfill that requirement. I'm sitting here like, yeah, if you're like, if you have a strong like CS academic background, yeah, like it'll be easy for you. But for the people who come in without such background, without as strong of a background, not so much. But anyway, but yeah, like this is a balanced first semester. You're gonna experience some of the hardest shit that the CS curriculum is known for. So you're gonna get a taste of that. But you're also going to get a good introductory to computer science, to programming through EX 183. And the first year writing and the distribution are gonna like be your like relaxed course. They're not gonna be, like just sleep and you'll get an A, but like they won't be, classes that you have to put the level of effort in that you'd have to put for computer science. So good balanced schedule on OP's part. They say, please recommend some residence halls for me. Considering Stockwell, North Quad right now. I think both of those, at least North Quad, is more expensive than the other dorms that they could choose from. So just be aware of that. They say, but I'm not sure if I can get in those dorms because it seems quite difficult for a transfer student to get a room there. I was able to get a room in North Quad because I joined a learning community, which I then soon after left because I was overwhelmed with my schedule. I didn't have like a horrible schedule. It was just that I was not prepared for like the rigor of classes at the university. Not in the CS and math departments. I just, my brain just does not work. I have ADHD and autism, and like I don't respond well to stimulant medication. But like even before I learned about stimulant medication, I was struggling in these classes, and even if I'd known about them back then, I mean, none of them I've tried really worked. So yeah, that wasn't really an option for me. that wasn't really going to be an option for me. I still need to figure out how my brain works. I'm going to take one of those pharmaceutical medicine, like figure out what medication works best with your genes test this fall, because that's how my school has that set up, and that's going to be the cheapest way to get this test. So but yeah, like I'm just filling out all this information about me. Hopefully it's valuable, but it's not really what you're here for. But yeah, like if you join the learning community in North Quad, like if they're still taking applications, you have a high chance of, like if you get into that learning community, you'll definitely be in North Quad. They've reserved the 4th and 5th floor in North Quad for that learning community, the Global Scholars Program, I think it was. You'll have to do like some work. You'll have to do like a semester-long project, I think. But you'll ultimately be part of the. You'll ultimately get that room in North Quad, but like it might cost you more, so you might end up with less aid to buy like books. Honestly though, I haven't had the need for books, like look online. I haven't needed to like buy books. I don't think, except for a couple that just were not available online. So, you do have those options. But yeah, there you go. But yeah, all that to say, it is possible for transfer students to get a room in North Quad, at least. Not sure about Stockwell. They said, by the way, Hill Campus convenient for CS student. Hill Campus is Mojo, Cozen Halls, Alice Lloyd. Those 3 dorms are in an area kind of known as Hill Campus. Like, if judging from OP's class list, Hill Campus probably is a good, place. I'm not totally sure where EECS 203 sections usually take place, but if they're on North Campus, if OP can take the lectures online, I'm pretty sure you could. All the other classes would be on Central Campus for sure, because it's LSA, and that's just how the university is set up. LSA classes are mostly on Central Campus, so they should be good with that schedule as far as being on in the Hill Campus area, if that's where they end up. So that's not a bad option either. So let's see what commenter said. One person said, did you just transfer and it will fall be your first semester? Then you don't get to decide. You fill out a questionnaire and they find you a room. I got North Cloud when I transferred. Interesting. Like, you can choose a learning community. So it's not totally, you have no choice. But, that's interesting. But, actually, I think when I transferred, I did have to, fill out that form he or she's talking about, or they's talking about. And I got put into all my only options were Fletcher, which is kind of far from Central Campus but not on North Campus, Bursley or Bates. Bursley and Bates are on North Campus, and I signed up for Bates because that was what my gut was telling me, and that turned out to be on North Campus and far from the campuses. From Central Campus where my classes were going to be, and I was freaking out because I didn't like the idea of having a commute, because that's what I did for community college, and I missed the bus at times because I didn't time things properly. And oh my gosh, do not, oh my gosh, if you're like me and have bad time management, I would not recommend commuting. Luckily I got out of that because I got into North Quad, because I got into the learning community, and when I had to quit the learning community, they actually moved me to a different floor in North Quad, so I didn't have to move too far, which kind of made the fact that I had to move all the more stupid. But regardless, I like, got to stay in Central Campus living, and even though I had no money for books, and I had a really good financial aid package, but I had no money for books thanks to North Quad. Despite that, I made it work. It went well. North Quad Dining's pretty nice. It's small and more like vegan oriented, but it's nice. So there's that. I don't know about Stockwell. It doesn't have any dining hall in Stockwell because there's only so many dining halls in U of M. But like Stockwell, I hear is still really really nice. So there's that. Man, just long-winded video. Last person said you're randomly assigned a room in a random dorm. Well, when you put it that way, that actually sounds fun to me. Like that's like I don't really understand why that stresses people out. I kind of understand why, being left to randomness stresses you out, and like depending on the situation, like I'd probably be stressed out too in some situations if it was completely left to random. But like I enjoy the adventure of randomness when I can. I enjoy the chaos. I thrive in the chaos. It was literally what I was, what I was conditioned for my whole life. The chaos. So embrace that chaos if you need to. Find learning communities if you really want assurance or, some level of assurance depending on, whether you make it into the learning community or not. For that level of assurance of like, knowing what dorm you'll be in earlier-ish, or not, there you go. Like there is, the dorm recommendation video for transfers. The answer is you don't get to necessarily choose as a transfer unless you join a learning community. So see if you can join some learning community if possible, like the Global Scholars Program if you want to get into North Quad despite it being more expensive. And yeah, just what dorm did you end up in if you're going to the University of Michigan? Like especially if you're a freshman. Comment below, let me know, like and subscribe if you like this video. Thank you so much. I've been CoolHotTakes, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.